guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make a vegan stew, curry stew that's inspired by Yardiebelly. If you don't follow Yardiebelly on Instagram and YouTube, please check out his channel for all my vegan friends, or for people who just like good Jamaican food. Check him out. He has some really good recipes. This is inspired by a recipe he did a couple months back, but I've made this before, so I'm just gonna make it again and record it this time so you guys can see. So let's get started. So I got my pan. Don't judge my pan. It's old, it's used, it's loved, whatever. So we're gonna heat this up. Get that heated up. We're gonna heat up some oil. This is grapeseed oil. He used coconut oil, but I don't have that today. The coconut oil I use is for body scrubs and stuff like that. So right now we're gonna use grapeseed oil. We're gonna get that heated up a little bit, and then we're gonna put in some curry powder. So basically we're gonna get this curry powder very fragrant, Jesus. I can't talk today, don't judge me. Anyway, we're gonna get this kind of cooking. Get it all nice and fragrant in there. I might need a little bit more oil. Want to get that good curry smell going and get it browned a little bit more. Let's put a little bit, touch more oil. All right. Now it's barely cooking and it smells good already. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm heating up this curry. Getting that going. This is a very easy recipe. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna grab my celery, which I thought I pulled out. Now this is a recipe that you can actually build your flavors. And use whatever seasonings you want. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit because I don't want it to burn. Next, we're going to add our potatoes. These are golden potatoes. These take the longest to cook, so we're going to put these in here and get these cooking. Try not to burn it. So we want that curry to get all over the potatoes. In a minute, I'm going to add a little bit of veggie broth to get it nice and steamy. Now, you don't have to add as many potatoes as I'm adding, and you also don't have to cut them the way I cut them. Stir this around. Get that good curry all over the potatoes. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, curry out. Burnt myself. Yeah, so you want to get that curry all over the potatoes. You want to get that flavor in there really good. Alright, so let's add a little bit of liquid. I'm going to use our garden vegetable broth by Cottage Inn. No, I'm not sponsored. Just a little bit, just to put some moisture in there to steam up our potatoes. We want to get those cooking, but we don't want them to burn. Alright, I'll turn the heat up a little bit. And let these cook down for a few minutes. And then we also, this recipe has, you can add the 3 beans that you like. Today I'm using, let's take you over here. I'm using some pink beans, some cannelloni beans, which is like a white kidney bean, and we're using some lentils. We also have carrots, we have some onions, we're going to use some garlic in a few minutes. This has coconut milk in it. I got the unsweetened Taste of Thai coconut milk. We're going to put some celery in there. It's going to be a lot of flavors, but completely vegan. No animals are going to be harmed in this process. So we're going to cook this down. My sister just came in here smelling the house smells so good. So we're going to let those cook down a little bit. Give it a minute. How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing great. It's kind of raining here in Palm Bay off and on. So this is a perfect dish for these cooler, rainy days. Alright, so we got that cooking down. Alright, so now let's build some flavor in here besides the curry. So I have some ginger. This is the easy one that I can just squeeze in there. I like a lot of ginger. We're going to cook this down a little bit. Get that flavor in there. We're layering the flavors. This is kind of like an islandy, Indian-y feel to it. It's very good though. It's a hearty thing. You can serve it over rice, but with the potatoes, you really don't need it if you're trying to cut back on your starches and carbs. Don't add that. Alright, so see how it's getting cooked down. Those potatoes are softening up. And before we add the garlic, let's add our carrots. These are fresh carrots. Also, you don't have to cut them the way I cut them. You can cut them the way you want to cut them. But it's just adding some more extra flavor in there. And those take a few minutes to cook down too because they're fresh. Good ginger and curry all over the carrots as well. Get that flavor going. I'm going to add a little bit more liquid. Because we want to create a nice flavorful steam bath for all these veggies that we're putting together. Alright. Get those stirred around. If y'all could just smell this, my God, it smells so delicious. Alright, so he didn't add the celery, but I added it last time and it was so delicious. So we're going to add it again. What is it going to hurt to add more flavors to your stew? Not a dang thing. That going. I'm not adding the garlic yet because I don't want it to burn. But we are going to add our onion. Ooh, if y'all could just smell this. Oh my goodness. curry. This is salt free, so we can add more. Won't hurt anything. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion powder, or a lot, whatever. I like onion powder. Oh my god, I love onion powder. Give it a quick stir. Look at that. It's so colorful. It's so rich with flavor. Now, for all my island folks, why y'all ain't tell me about this seasoning? This is the Season Up all-purpose seasoning. This stuff is borrowed. I got it from the Jamaican store in Orlando. I hope I can find the island store over here in Palm Bay. If not, I'm gonna have it shipped some kind of way. Anyways, we're gonna add some of this. And this has your salt in it, so you won't need a lot of salt added to the recipe after this, because this has some salt in it already, along with a lot of other delicious things. Do you see how delicious this looks? Oh my god. If you could smell it, oh my god. Alright. So I just got a little bit of garlic. Just kidding, I'm not putting all of that in there. But we are going to put a good little scoop. This garlic is the love. If y'all could just smell this. My goodness. It smells so good right now. Alright, so now we add a little bit more broth. Yeah, he added water. I like the broth because it gives it a bigger flavor and it really cooks into those potatoes really deliciously. I love it. I love it a lot. It gives that carrot, gives a good flavor. We're going to go ahead and start adding our beans. This is our pink beans. And you can add whatever beans you want. He had edamame and like these lima bean looking things. I hate lima beans. This is our white kidney beans or cannellonis. And then I like lentils. So we're going to add some lentils. That good old fiber. Get that flavor in there. Okay. Missed a couple. Alright. I'm going to stir those around. And because these are canned, they're already cooked, so you don't need a lot of time cooking these down. And you know, if you cook lentils from dry, they take forever to cook. Alright, now let's pop open this coconut milk. Living in a new house, trying to find the stuff where you put it. Yeah. Anyway, ignore me rattling pots and pans back here because I'm trying to figure out where my can opener thing is. Add a little broth. If it was a snack, it would have been. Lord have mercy. Alright, let's get some of this coconut milk in there because we want it nice and creamy and rich with all the flavors. And coconut milk, you gotta shake it because, boy, it gets clumpy in there. Alright. See that? It's coming together and it smells so good. Now at the very end, I'm gonna add some Scotch bonnet pepper sauce because you want a little bit of a kick. It doesn't have to be super spicy. He put his Scotch bonnet, like, you know, the actual pepper in there, and they float it so that the flavor gets in there, but they don't want it to pop unless you want it super, super hot. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my vegetable broth, because we want this to be like a good soup stew. Alright. See how that gets in there? Yeah. Alright, so then I'm going to add a little bit more coconut milk. Which, oop, I just made a huge mess. Anyway, we're gonna add, don't worry about it. I'll clean up in a minute. Clean up on aisle 1. All right, so this will stew down for a little minute. As a matter of fact, I just remembered, because we're layering flavors, I wanna add some garam masala. Don't quote me on that. Now, this is in a mason jar because my good friend Fiona, her daughter, gave me this, and I wanted to put it in something that could seal. And yeah, that's why it's in this mason jar. We're gonna add just a pinch of this just to give it some extra. Now this has like cumin and cinnamon and all of these rich Indian flavors that are so delicious. So we're gonna add that in there. We're just gonna let this stew up and cook down for a little bit till those potatoes are nice and tender. And basically this is done. I'm just adding a little bit of more of the spice up. Can you see that? Spice up all-purpose seasoning. Now that I added all that liquid, I just want to make sure that the flavor is in there really good. All right. You see that? All those beautiful colors, all that beautiful things, and nothing with meat. No meat, no eggs, no dairy. It's a completely vegan stew. This is great on these cold winter days that people are having up north. We're just having a rainy, wet day. Not cold by any means, but it's still Florida winter. So I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut milk because I like it nice and creamy. Now for the people out there who are like me, you don't want to waste your coconut milk, okay? So one of the things I learned from yardiebelly was to freeze it. Put it in a little container and freeze it. So when you have your next recipe, you can pull it out, throw it in there, and it's so, so, so good. And it works. I've done it before. It's fantastic. I'm gonna add a little bit of powdered ginger. Yes, I love ginger. And just a little tap more of the curry. Now, for everybody who cooks out there, I cook by the spirit. There's no measurements. I'm sorry. You add what you want, you do it how you want, and just cook it on down, and you make this beautiful, beautiful stew. And I'll try to add a picture at the end of the finished product, but this is our curry vegan stew. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, definitely hit me up in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Okay guys, I totally forgot to show you the Scotch bonnet sauce. This is the pepper sauce that I use for this recipe. We're just gonna add just a little couple dashes because we don't want it over spicy, but just a little bit to get that good island flavor in there. So yeah, this is the Scotch bonnet sauce that I use. Walker's Wood hot Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. Look at that. Ooh. It smells amazing. Delish. Yes, I can't wait to eat this later.